on. Apparently, we're live. StreamYard tells us we're live.
We're using software that we've not used for a while. Can everybody see and hear us okay? It's not gone live on YouTube. Yeah, we should click that. Oh, there we go. It took a minute. But I think we're there. Can everybody see us and hear us? Will and Chris says you are live.
Yeah, it did take a moment then. We keep forgetting we've got a StreamYard account, which is what we're on now, which is why you can see our names there and our logo there. Which is why, as well, on Facebook earlier, I asked, because I keep forgetting about this, and it's like, here's the thing. You can bring as many people as you want on with StreamYard.
Well, I was going to say, let people know, because I would imagine quite a lot of people have got no idea what StreamYard is, but you've just explained it. So, yeah.
So it connects with your YouTube, but you can do more here. You can bring other people in. Just send them a link.
Welcome one, welcome all. 56 in the house within the first 1 minute 40. Yeah, do you want to let people know, whilst it's early on, why we're using StreamYard?
Yes, we're using StreamYard this evening because we've been chatting with Jordan from Vegan Campout. And he actually offered, I didn't ask him, honestly, he actually said, if you want to chat again before Vegan Campout, because it's coming up really quick. Because not too long back, we had a great chat, me, Jason, and Jordan, for like an hour and 40 minutes.
That was a belter.
It's a long vlog. It's still on the channel. But he said, yeah, if you'd like me to come on and have a little chat about the event coming up and answer any questions anyone may have. And I said, you know what, Jordan, that'd be bloody lovely. How about this Friday? He said, aye. I said, great. And here we are.
There you go.
So he'll be coming on about somewhere between 9:30 and 10:15.
Yes.
Only for about half an hour. So if you've got any questions for Jordan, do stick around and do ask them. We've got the lovely Ashley and Leanne modding this evening. Thank you very much, you gorgeous people. And we've got all the usual crew, my drag daughter Angharad. Check out Angharad's channel, Angharad's Life, always linked in the description of every video. We've got Will and Chris, we've got Flanny, we've got, as I said, Leanne and Ashley, we've got Adam, we've got Joan, we've got Imran, all folk, all lovely folk.
And of course, we've got a decaf coffee and a mint.
Yes, we have.
Which is often the case.
We had a curry rice and naan bread for dinner tonight. Because I thought, I'm not having the temperature dictate what I eat anymore. I've had salad 2 nights in a row. So we had curry and rice. And do you know what? It was lovely. It was the bottom of the fridge curry.
It was cracking, to be fair, wasn't
and
it?
it was all based on, this is how my brain works. I'll tell you this because, you know, so we're in Sainsbury's today. And I see a packet of Richmond char-grilled chicken style pieces, vegan, yellow stickered. And I thought, oh, I'll get them. I checked and it said you could freeze them. And I thought, right, I'll get them. There was also a pot of hummus there, yellow stickered. I thought, well, I'll get that now. Because one night I'll do a curry with the chicken style pieces. And another night I'll use the hummus for the flatbread with the hummus and the keema mince and the pomegranate. So I got them both. And then when I came home, I thought, oh, do you know what? There's a load of veg in bottom of the fridge that really needs using. So there were like 5 carrots at death's door.
He's not wrong.
There were a bit of cauliflower. It was actually doing the voice that the character did in the original Fly at the end of the film when he's stuck on a web. Help me, help me. In the corner of the veg drawer in the fridge.
I thought I heard something.
I thought, oh, bless you. Come on, I'll use you. So yeah, I had a bit of white cabbage left, and I put some spinach and a manky courgette, and it was lovely. Normally I do whenever I do a curry, I nearly always do a coconut cream curry, coconut milk curry. So I do my paste and then add a can of coconut milk. This time I just added a tin of chopped tomatoes. So it was a tomato-based curry, and it was lovely. And there's another dinner in Tupperware, and there's a lunch for Jason to take to work, also in Tupperware.
There's an ideal opportunity here now.
Mummy Duck's become a member. Mummy Duck, my lovely husband Jason screenshotted your message so we could say hello.
Yes. So Mummy Duck has just become a new channel member, which is awesome. If you do that, does it show it? Is that what you do? Yeah. I'm not familiar with this new software that we're using.
Yes.
Because you can show comments can come up, can't they?
Like
it's
that.
all fancy and fangled. So yeah, just before we get into the thick of it with the live stream, because obviously when Jordan joins us, there's going to be some good chat, hopefully, and some questions and answers about Vegan Camp Out. But before we do, quick shout out to Dave, Carla, Molly, and Tommy.
Dave, Carla, Molly, and Tommy. Thanks for watching our channel, guys. Yes. Lots of love. Mwah.
Indeed. We don't do shout outs on a regular basis, but now and again we do. And it's always lovely when we can. Yes. Awesome stuff. So is everybody well? Is everybody good? I can't speak for the whole country and certainly not the world, but those of you that are in the north of England, how are you coping with the heat? Because I'm not going to lie, we both profess to love the sun in general, being in the sun. But the heat the last few days,
the humidity.
It's been a bit much, hasn't it? It's been a bit much.
We do get nice weather in this country, but all too often it comes hand in hand with GERT, which is a common way of saying great. GERT humidity.
Yes. Shout out to a few more people. I'm going to say it. I know you shouted out Imran, but I'm going to shout out, hey, you guys, because I feel like I have to always do it now. It's almost tradition. Dorcas is in the house. Shelley Bean. Mummy Duck, of course. And there was another one that I spotted. Laura. David. David says, I have a bone to pick with you. You mentioned that darn new Kyla song and it's stuck in my blooming head now. David,
I have listened to it no less, I am not exaggerating, no less than 50 times since I last mentioned it, because the Vegan Queens are adding it to their set now. So I've had to learn it, like proper learn it though. So yeah, it's been on, and I'm not sick of it yet, so that's a really good sign. It's a great song.
Going back to the question at hand, Will says, it's a bit close, Martha, but my sheets have been drying in no time. Very, very true.
Yeah, yes. Washing out in the backyard has been gorgeous. I did all mine last week. I did like all of it, caught up with everything. I did about 4 loads, didn't I? All the bedding, everything.
Yeah.
And dried it all outside.
And Laura, just to add to this,
got there, washed it,
says sweating in places I didn't even know I had. Yes, indeed you do. Excellent stuff in terms of, we shouldn't complain, but we always do, don't we? We're English. Those that are English, obsessed with the weather, always talking about the weather, and never happy with the weather, really. Okay.
Thank you for singing Happy Birthday, Adam. Yes, for those of you that don't know, I am 22 tomorrow. Shut your mouths, everybody. I'm 54 tomorrow. And then on Monday, it's mine and Jason's anniversary, June the 19th. It's also Juneteenth. It's a beautiful day in America because it's a celebration of when slavery was signed out of law.
I did not know that.
It's called Juneteenth.
Excellent.
I think it was Abraham Lincoln Anyway, whoever it was a bloody good person. And although that didn't end it immediately, that was the start of the process that saw an end to slavery. So it's a beautiful day. And it's also our anniversary. It is the first time we kissed at my birthday party in 1997. And here we are. So 26 years together and 14 years married on Monday. And that's why we booked it off work.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be lovely. No specific plans yet, in case anyone was wondering. Well,
Jay's already made a phone call about a place we've discovered called.
Well, the place is local, fairly local to us. I think it's about a 20-minute drive into the countryside,
Into Upper Mill.
Into Upper Mill, and it's a cafe that's hosting No Meat, No Cry Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, so the company's called No Meat, No Cry, and the cafe is called Hidden Garden or something.
I think so,
something like that in Upper Mill. Anyway, Jay phoned him. He was proactive for a change and said, "Are you open?"
And he's all right saying for a change, because I actually mentioned it myself before.
He did.
I was like, hey, you know what? I'm not very proactive very often, but now and again, and particularly when it's something simple like just messaging somebody, sending someone a message, I can do that just about. Do you know what I mean? The chat is thick and fast as always. We will try not to miss anything, but if we do, we apologise.
And it's kind of nice, really. We can't see the thumbs up here in StreamYard, so we've got no idea.
Oh yeah,
how many thumbs up?
We know that there's 94 people in the house, which is wonderful,
but it doesn't
but
show.
We can't see the thumbs up. So I'll just say, whilst we're on the subject, if you haven't given the live stream a thumbs up and you're enjoying it, we would greatly appreciate it.
Love it.
We like to hit 100 and beyond.
We'd love it.
That's the dream. That's always the dream. Every time. Right.
So I've been shopping today for bits for vegan camp out. So I've just bought us a camping bed each and a camping pillow each. We've already got our new tent. The rest of it is in our wish list on Amazon, and I'll probably get the other bits at the end of this month. And then I think that's all we need.
Yeah,
actually.
Other than a couple of little bits and things.
Yeah, we just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
We've already got sleeping bags. They just need to wash and a dry.
Yeah, the sleeping bags will be fine. The cookers will be fine. We'll need some fuel, a few other bits and bobs. We need to get batteries and check our head torches are good, because they're essential for getting around when it's dark.
But we've already got head torches.
Yeah, so it's just checking they're all right.
This is not just for vegan camp out. It's like, this is the ideal opportunity now to stock ourselves up with good, and in some cases new camping equipment, so that we can start camping more.
Yeah,
because that's one of our aims, isn't it? It's like, if we can't afford to go abroad for a week,
it's a cheaper holiday, isn't it?
It's a cheap holiday, but it can be just as beautiful.
Yes,
can't it?
Most definitely.
It can be great.
Most definitely. Lovely comment from Mummy Duck there. Which I've just realised now with StreamYard, of course, that I can highlight comments and show people. I don't necessarily need to read them if I'm showing them on the screen. But yeah, just lovely. Nice to read that, and thank you for sharing. Everyone's on about the weather and the temperature. 87 kh says 87 in Kansas. 87.
What's that in I don't understand Fahrenheit. It's so strange to me.
And lots of happy birthdays as well, Paul. So I shall highlight a few of those as well. Hippo B-Day.
Oh, well, actually, I'm going to open a few cards.
Oh, you're going to do that now?
Yes, because I've got some cards here for my birthday, and I celebrate for a week. So I might as well celebrate Friday to Friday, mightn't I?
I think you should save my card for tomorrow.
Why?
Because it's my card. Just saying. It's my card, so you should save it till tomorrow when it's actually your birthday.
I'm having that. I'm sorry. Well, how's about it? I'll save yours and Mum's. And anything that just says Paul, I'll open that.
Okay.
Right?
That's fair.
Because there's a couple that are to those vegan guys for their anniversary.
Oh, Elephant Rider says we have the same birthday. So that's nice, isn't it?
Are you a lovely Gemini? Like what I am?
Kat says, happy birthday, Paul.
Happy birthday, you absolute
That's brilliant.
to Paul. Happiest of birthdays to you. Here's to another year. Remember, don't grow up. It's a trap. Very true. Lots of love, Ash and Tom.
I will salute that. That is awesome.
Look,
I love the picture of you.
That's me. That's me with a beard. I had one once for a short time. Yes, I did.
Thank you, Laura. Laura says, happy birthday for tomorrow and happy anniversary, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Love.
And Dorcas says, oh, Paul, you share a birthday with Dad. You Geminis are such charmers. Kiss, kiss. Nice.
Right. Oh, now then. So that's to Paul.
Ooh.
Oh.
Are you all good? Is everything good?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I might need my glasses just to read.
Thank you, Naomi. Happy birthday and anniversary. Thank you. Oh, 17 degrees Celsius, Barbara says, by the way.
Oh, it's from Flanny.
Oh.
£20 voucher for the lounges.
Oh, Flanny.
A little something towards a well-earned treat. Darlings, thank you ever so much.
Deb and Andy.
And Ashley, thank you for the Greg's voucher. It came through by text today. I was like, thanks, folks.
Awesome stuff. That's lovely. Lovely, lovely.
Oh, what did I just do with that other card?
What other card? This one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The one that's right in front of you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're the top.
Ruth says, happy birthday for tomorrow. You don't look a day over 20. That's so, so sweet. Congratulations to you both.
And it's not true, but thank you. I'll take it.
Well, actually, if you're to go by what Paul said before, he's actually 2 years over 20. He's 22. 22.
A whole 22. Happy birthday, Tofu. Happy birthday, Tofu. Happy birthday to vegan. Yay. Happy birthday, Tofu, and many more.
Nice.
To the lovely, good-hearted creator of the cheeseburger plat and just all-around bloody decent person, Paul. Happy birthday. Love your brummy brother, Adam.
Oh, dude.
Thanks, Adam, darling.
Awesome stuff.
Thank you.
I best let.
I'm going to sing that. I am going to sing that so much
I've
now.
got to just let our fur baby out.
Thanks, guys, for my lovely cards. Seriously, thank you. I'm going to save my mum's one and my Jason one for tomorrow morning. So I've got something to open. But thank you so, so much. It's so lovely of you to think of us like this. Like, seriously, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say it anymore now. One more time, thank you.
Right, I'm just going to let Isis out.
Is she being a pain?
She just wants to go out. She's squawking.
She'll only go under the car. That's what she'll do.
I'm going to leave the back door open. I'm already boiling out.
Yeah, it really is. It's ever so warm tonight.
Oh, yes. How wonderful. How lovely.
Whack these in the recycling, back them terribly.
And I will try my best to
Are you done
catch
with
up.
your coffee, babe?
Yes, thank you. Catch up with the chat and see what's going on. Oh, nice one, Leanne. Bless you. Paul, Leanne says there'll be a card and a cheeky Amazon parcel from us tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, my loves.
Thank you.
Oh, can we have a celebration, please? Joan had her, I didn't know they did this, right? But Joan had her final radiotherapy treatment this afternoon. You might have seen the little short I did. And as we were walking out, I just said, no offense, ladies, but I hope we don't see you again. And she said, oh, I get it. And then she said, get her to ring the bell. And I said, oh, she's got to have a scan yet in 3 months and find out how the treatment's gone. She said, yeah, but it's end of treatment. Ring the bell. That's why it's there. So that's what that little moment was about. And I thought it was important to capture that on film. So she rang the bell to mark the end of treatment. And, I'll keep you all posted. But
I think it's an important psychological thing
fingers
as well,
crossed.
isn't it? This is an important psychological thing in terms of it's a stepping stone. It's a completion of a section, isn't
absolutely,
it?
yeah.
Going back to what you were saying before about Juneteenth, KH says, has recently become more widespread in the US. It was originally mostly celebrated in parts of the South when slaves who were kept from knowing they were free finally received word.
Oh,
I know.
KH.
It's incredible. Yeah. Lots of happy birthdays and happy anniversaries from lots of people. Oh, Mummy Duck, thank you so much. That's lovely. That's lovely of you. Thank you. Yeah, I was always aware with the single choices that there would be a peak and then it would plateau and kind of slow down naturally in terms of, you know, and I'll say what I always say, what I've been saying since it released. You know, thank you so much to all of yous that have paid whatever you could pay to download and purchase the song choices written by us both. And, you know, it means a lot. And it means a lot to Farm Animal Rescue Sanctuary as well. They're constantly doing stuff, not just looking after the animals, but constantly doing stuff week after week, month after month to actually raise funds and keep the place ticking over.
So I've just added a link to the chat there for Jason's Bandcamp page, because if you didn't know, Mummy Dunk, if you just clicked on the choices page, it wouldn't necessarily show you anything else, but Jason's got 2 other EPs on there on Bandcamp. But when we're trying to plug choices, it's just sending out the choices page. But I've just put his Bandcamp link, so if you fancy having a look at Jason's songs, and if you fancy buying choices and helping Farm Animal Rescue Sanctuary and us, that'd be awesome.
It would. You know what? I mean, it's
oh wow, right. Thank you, Elephant Rider.
Yeah.
So that's a nice 87 Fahrenheit is 30.5 C, which is boiling up.
Boiling. But is it dry heat or is it humid heat? Because I can handle dry heat.
When we were in Tenerife that May, it was about 35.
And it was dry heat.
Yeah, it was like...
Yeah. And it was still baking, don't get me wrong.
We got sunstroke. You know. Mind you, we were out on a boat sprinkling my dad's ashes.
We should have known.
So, but you couldn't feel sun.
Should have known.
Do you know what I mean? Because it was nice and windy and Joan were having a special moment.
Yeah. Well, we all kind of had a special moment, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Ashley joined the live a little bit after, so she may not have been here when you mentioned about the Greg's.
Oh, Ashley, yes, I said sorry, darling. I said thank you for it about 5 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you for the Greg's gift card. Yeah, I didn't know they could do that by text. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Very much appreciated, Ash.
And thanks for the share, Barbara. Always appreciated. To be honest with you, aside from comments on our videos on YouTube and obviously likes and subscriptions to the channel, which is free, of course, to all of yous, sharing the content is a massive help. It gets the down-to-earth vegan message out there to more people. And if you think that you've got people who might be receptive in your network and you're happy enough to maybe share one of our videos that's maybe a little bit more approachable, like a shopping vlog or a recipe vlog or something like that, Paul cooking something in the kitchen. We're pretty chill, down to earth guys, aren't we? We don't offend many. We don't offend many.
Oh, I do an angry vlog sometimes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's only because, you know, and especially being on YouTube, I have seen people who over like 3-4 years have been saying, I'm still working on it. And I get to the point where I'm thinking, come on, get there. If you're working on it, you're trying to get there because you know you should. So what's stopping you?
Yeah.
Don't allow your taste buds to stand in the way of your humanity.
And compassion. Yes, absolutely. Allotment couple. Evening, Jason and Paul. Evening.
Good evening, my loves.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. Could scroll down a little bit. Actually, scrolling the chat is a little bit easier on here.
Is it?
Than it is on YouTube. It doesn't jump quite the same. It feels like I've got a bit more control over it.
Nice.
Oh, just to go back to the subject of the weather, I think we're going to get a thunderstorm on Sunday. Although it's gone a little bit cloudy, but it's still proper.
Like a thunderstorm.
That one, when was it? Last Sunday, was it? Was it last Monday? We had because we were down at the allotment, weren't we? And the heavens opened.
Yes.
And but I think we had a couple of thunderstorms. Nothing major, but you know, and they didn't last too long. Ah, thank you for that comment, silly Edwardian girl. Well, thanks to KH as well, because even I have been educated this evening as well, and it was it's quite powerful, isn't it? I think for anybody who's truly sort of empathic and in touch with other sentient beings, without getting a little bit, you know, I think anybody who isn't impacted or affected in some way, I'd question, you know, what's going on with them.
A silly Edwardian girl, have you ever watched anything by the Vegan Queens? We shared their most recent on our community tab not too long ago. They had a bit of a pride chat, but I think you'll find it really interesting.
Yes. Sharon,
it's called Pride 2023 Special, but some of the subjects discussed are pertinent, really important, and not particularly massively pleasant to hear, but so important to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to give a quick shout out thanks to Sharon, and hopefully Paul putting the link in the comments has solved your problem in terms of accessing the song. Nice one. Heather, happy birthday tomorrow, Paul. Tell us more about your trip to Liverpool. Looked like you had a fab time.
Oh, do you know, we really did. And I was a bit gutted, actually, that there's a lot more to Liverpool than even we knew about. I didn't know that there was a Titanic museum, which is apparently free. There's like a maritime museum as well, unless that's one and the same thing. And there's something else. There's some other museum that's free to access.
Did you just say maritime?
Yeah. But I don't know whether the maritime one and the Titanic one are one and the same, or whether that was the two things that got cited. We had a beautiful day. It was and it was a very important day. I hadn't been near a very large body of water since February when we went to the Lake District, and it's I can't even tell you how essential it is to me, and sometimes it doesn't happen for a long time, and I just get this longing, and just being there, being able to sit at the side of the inlet from the sea, to be able to see the sea by just looking down was exactly what I needed.
We talked about it on the day, but I don't think we talked about it as in, I don't think it was referenced in the vlog. I don't think we recorded it, but we talked about on the day. Paul very much is replenished by the sea and very, very large bodies of water, and almost exclusively that. For me, I have that tied with forests, tied with mountains. Mountains, forests, sea. Does the same thing for me.
I mean, no, don't forget, I love mountains. It's like when I see Black Crag, is it called?
I think so, yeah.
Doing these walks around the Lake District, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. I have a thing about climbing mountains. I don't like it, and I don't think we should do it. When it comes to Everest,
well, that's different.
I know,
mean,
but there are
some of the mountains in the Lake District are just big hills.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I could do that.
Because
they're trails.
Yeah.
But like Everest, so many dead bodies, and I think it's said to people so many times, you are not welcome here. Don't come here. Don't come here. And humans are so
I'll take that
arrogant.
I'll take that just one step further, and I'll say, just to kind of get slightly political for a second on this one, because it is something that I find truly abhorrent. If they're going to let people climb Everest and they're going to spend the extortionate amount of money that people spend to climb Everest, they should at least have the infrastructure to clean the mountain up.
Yeah, there shouldn't be bodies there.
It's not just the bodies, it's the trash.
Well,
it's the oxygen tanks. It's despicable. It really is. It's horrible. On a separate note, can we just take a second? Because I've highlighted it, so I didn't forget. Dawn, thank you so much for the super chat. Super sticker. Greatly appreciated. Thank you,
my love. Thank you so much.
And D Rabbit White is in the house. I
shall put that towards our new camping gear on my wish list.
Yes. It's 9:30, by the way, so we need to keep an eye out, don't we now?
He'll pop up.
All right.
You'll see him.
Well, should I get us a glass of wine?
I would love that. And I shall read a couple of comments. I'll put on my gig so I look very studious.
Right, I shall leave you to it then for a second.
Patricia, yes, we have heard of Sally's Bakes. Never tried her though yet. Oh, Gareth, sorry your birthday presents are staring at us. They got delivered to their house instead. But we're seeing each other at the end of this month. We're going out for a little meal in Manchester. We shall be doing their vegan folk vlog. So there. Miasma's fabulous mummy duck. She's currently on work commitments in Budapest, which she's been keeping in touch with me on WhatsApp. Some incredible street art and some beautiful vegan restaurants from the look of them.
Can we over a little bit?
You know, gorgeous. Yeah, she's having a whale time. She's gone with work. So there.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to them being back here because we've got some rehearsing to do.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, me too. All of us, but especially you two.
Oh, Jules, house parking in Liverpool. Hoping to make our way up from Swansea in a few weeks.
Jules,
not too bad.
The best option,
Q Park.
Go to Q Park. It's clean, it's safe, it's easy to navigate. Is it the cheapest? No, but it's secure.
It was about 15 quid for around,
I want to say 4 hours.
About 4 hours parking, but I mean that's. Do you know what I mean? Because you know you're safe, you know you're secure. Yeah. It's and they're all over Liverpool.
Don't quote me on this, but I think in a lot of places, central Liverpool, after 6 o'clock, well, certain places, on-street parking, I think, is free after 6 or 7 o'clock, because we've been to Liverpool a few times in the evening and parked for free, just like on a side street. So there's that as well. Anywho.
Right, I'm going to scroll the chat.
I know, the chat's thick and fast tonight, isn't it?
Right, we're going to just bring the chat down and catch up with it because we've been joined by... No, Karen. Why is that there? Why does that say that?
I don't know. Does it matter?
I think it's because you've got a comment highlighted.
Ah,
there we go. Right.
We're going to segue. We're going to segue into the second part of the live stream this evening. Hopefully,
give me the thumbs up if you're ready, Jordan.
Excellent.
Before I add you to the stream, there.
Fantastic.
That works just bloody fine, doesn't it? Like that or like that. Oh.
Are we going to be able to hear Jordan? Oh. Am I asking a silly question? Are we going to need headphones? I didn't even think about it.
Speak, Jordan.
Hello, testing.
So we can't hear Jordan, and we just give us a second, Jordan. Thank you.
Oh, that's no, I should be able to just. You might have to change your settings, Jordan, to make sure that your mic is active. Sometimes they're auto muted until you choose for them to be active.
Hello?
Oh, we can hear him.
Ah,
why can't we then? That's ridiculous.
maybe we just need to just turn our volume up.
Yeah, where is our volume?
That would help.
Oh,
total
sorry.
amateurs.
We are dickheads.
Amateurs.
It happens occasionally.
You know, that was like boomer behavior then, wasn't it? That was like proper full on. We don't know how to use a laptop anymore.
We haven't used, in fairness, we haven't used this software for a long time. Right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yay!
Cool.
Brilliant.
Excellent stuff.
So how you doing? I've got some questions for you. Are you ready? Are you running around like a madman every day at the moment? Because we're like, what, a month away, just over a month away from Vegan Camp Out.
Yeah, no, I'm all right. To be honest, it doesn't really get too. I mean, it is pretty crazy, but it doesn't go properly crazy until that final 30 days. So I essentially have 2 more weeks of chill to some degree, and then 30 days of chaos. So yeah.
Nice.
2 more weeks of semi-pandemonium, and then that's it, honey.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I should imagine though. I should imagine that when you're kind of in the thick of it, like I'd say maybe like the week leading up to, and then obviously the sort of 4 days, and then the sort of maybe 48 hours afterwards, it's a bit of a whirlwind of just chaos.
Oh yeah, like it's not anything I could have ever imagined. Like I think I said last time maybe that as a kid I always, wanted to be in a band or like, I don't know, run a record label and be involved in like chaos. And then I kind of got to a point of accepting that's probably not going to happen. And then it just happened and got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's to the point that like, yeah, I still pinch myself that every year it's a cycle of like festival, post-festival, slight break, planning for the next one, launch, then the whole cycle. And it's just this constant thing. And every year for them, 3 weeks, like, yeah, the week before the event, the week of the event, and then probably a week after, just so much happens. And it's not probably until about 6 weeks after the event that you actually can like look back on everything and be like, Jesus Christ, like my life feels so different than it did even 3 weeks ago. Because I guess it's kind of like preparing for like a marathon or something, and then you eventually do it, and then there's all the post-run feelings, and then it's almost like, yeah, crazy that you feel like such a big part of your life has come and gone in such a short window.
Totally get that.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
It's not like too personal, but have you at any point over the running of Vegan Camp Out had a bit of an emotional crash come the end of it?
Yeah, but only when, from my point of view, things have gone wrong. Not even necessarily always that people see, just like personal things, kind of back of house. And then when there is the things that say like people see as well, which adds on to like the personal stuff. It's definitely happened. Like I'm not someone that cries like ever, maybe like, I don't know, 10 times in my life. And I did like 10 times as like obviously a teenager onwards. But I did cry at the end of, I think, the 2019 maybe Camp Out, because just so much happened, both good and bad. That at the end, like when everyone just went, I just like started, crying. And it wasn't even necessarily sad. It was just like you said, just such a, I'm not someone that really like is emotional in that sense, but that was so crazy. And it really tested me on every level, like every year does, but obviously at that point was still by far a big jump from the previous 3. And because I didn't really take any more precautions in terms of hiring people or, blah, 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 I just took on the same load as it got bigger and bigger. Yeah, 2019, I just had this big emotional crash at the end.
Yeah, I know why you was asking that, but obviously there might be other people, or I think I know why you was asking that, because obviously in relation to some of the stuff that we've been through, and kind of when you're in those circles of like high intensity.
We're theatre folk. that's where we met. We met at performing arts school, the pair of us. So we're theatre folk, and so basically we're big drama queens. So I mean, we can work with someone for like a couple of months on a musical, and then do a week of performance, and then at the end of it we're broken. However, if you've ever seen our vlog about Vegan Camp Out in 2019, I bawled my eyes out leaving the camp. It broke me, and I was broken all the way home. And for those of you that have never been, by the way, imagine an amazing vegan village filled with amazing vegan people and amazing vegan food outlets and speakers and musicians and bands and drag queens. And just this entire mixing pot of being in that environment for a few days where there are no outside sources, there are no meat commercials to see, there are no family members consuming meat there. Do you know what I mean? It's an enclosed vegan village, and it's a wonderful. Well, we can't wait to go back.
Yeah, we're thoroughly looking forward to it.
Can't wait to go
thoroughly
back.
Looking forward to it. It's exciting.
It's been too long. Piss COVID. But this year is going to be epic. So, and I suppose we should throw out to you guys out there, do any of you have any questions, relevant and pertinent questions, or just things that you're interested in asking Jordan?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if this is a question at the bottom that's popped up. I don't know how this stuff works.
That's Chris has just said, Jordan, I nearly had a breakdown organising my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. I honestly don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting. I don't mean this in a big-headed way, because people just are what they are, and clearly I can do this, but I've certainly, I've always known that I can organise stuff to a much more stressful level, better patience, just better maybe organisation in general than certainly a lot of people I've met in my life. And as a kid, when I was putting on gigs and then doing tours for bands when I was 20, even seeing kind of this example when I knew of friends that would organize a little get together for their friends, and they wouldn't be able to speak to me for the week before because they'd be like, I'm so stressed. And they'd, obviously some people then become rude or, agitated. And in my head, I'd just be like, God, and I obviously didn't even have Camp Out then, but it would be like, God, what you're doing is a fraction of some of the stuff I've done, and seeing how different people handle things. And some people even say to me with my birthday party that I threw last year with a house and a venue and my favorite singer of all time playing and all of these crazy things, people were even how the hell have you organized this? And I'm like, this is a walk in the park compared to Camp Out. It's still a big deal, and I gave it my all. But yeah, I've definitely learned. But it makes sense. A festival of our size really should have double the amount of people, minimum double the amount of people that work on it. So I definitely am doing probably 3 people's jobs.
Yeah, and that obviously takes
director, booker, and a social media at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously takes a certain type of skill set, and also takes an incredible amount of resilience in terms of just being able to manage your own stress levels and being able to kind of delegate and all of that stuff. If there's actually anybody to delegate to, which I suspect a lot of the time there isn't.
Yeah.
Adam was asking, oh, go on, sorry.
Actually, Edward Girl says, so is Jordan the creator, organizer of Vegan Camp Out? So you answer that, Jordan.
Yeah, I founded the festival. I'm still the main organizer. It's always hard to kind of say what our team is. I run the festival. My sister is one of our full-time employees, and then we kind of have other people that are involved in the festival, and then extra admins and things online. And then, except from that, we have contractors obviously that help build the festival, but really we are a team. The core team is probably 4 or 5 of us, and then we have people that kind of just have roles at the event itself, organizing stages and kind of maintaining them side of things. But yeah,
nice,
good stuff.
And Adam here says, Jordan, I've seen a few comments moaning about diversity at VCO. I don't agree and think VCO is getting more diverse every year. Does this affect you if you see those comments?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing where I can answer questions fully honestly. I certainly won't say anything controversial, but I'll speak my honest answer on that. Yeah, I mean, it's a really weird one. I mean, it ties into, I'm going to be doing my first talk at Camp Out this year all about cancel culture and my kind of like experience with that and what I have faced and how race is brought into that in a way that most people wouldn't think, without giving too much away about my talk. But like this ties to it even more because it's just so funny that there's this mantra almost in certain people. And I know like you guys are like very left wing. I would even call myself kind of, you know, like left leaning, but on the more extreme sides of politics, there's definitely this mantra now of kind of like white people need to shut up, and more importantly, white people need to support black and brown businesses, you know, which is great, which we should support all businesses, but it's definitely said in this kind of like, these people need our support more, which I don't agree with. But the irony is that them people should love Camp Out by their own logic, like more than they like the other white companies, because we're like a brown owned, you know, business. But the irony is the only hate we get from being a brown owned business is from these kind of far left white people who are calling us like racist and that we're not being good enough on diversity and stuff. And it's just funny because they're the ones that should be supporting us, if that makes sense. Like my friend always says, like, about a lot of the hate that we get, and I say the left because obviously just certain people in it, but some people on the left say, oh, support brown and black businesses. And then my friend said, but not once they become successful. And I think that's kind of like a really interesting point. Obviously he's being facetious, but like if we were still this struggling like underground business, we'd probably get support from them people. But somehow because we're successful, they don't even attack us the same as many of the white owned businesses. Like we get attacked so much more by majority white people, even though it's only such a small, you know, segment of society, obviously. But yeah, to answer that, I do see all the comments. I don't agree either, obviously. And like I've said, I think it's very ironic. I wouldn't even say it's getting more diverse every year. We've never booked anyone because someone has told us to. We've had that position from the start. We will book who people want to see. We will book who we want to see. We're never going to book anyone based on their race, gender, sexuality, because in my opinion, it goes against everything we believe. But yeah, it does affect me because we see all the comments. But as we've got bigger and more successful, I think a lot of them comments have just seemed to die down, because if they can't get you to change and become how they want you to be, eventually they just move on. That was a very long answer, sorry.
No, it's
long answers are good.
It's
much
useful.
better than short answers.
It's useful. Context is everything. We always say this. We always say in life, in terms of getting your point across, that can only be done with effective communication, and that involves sometimes long answers, and that's just fine and dandy.
The vegan queens are going through a bit of a thing at the moment, but only on Instagram for some reason. Generation Vegan and VFC are sharing a lot of the videos we did with BFC last year, and for the most part 80% of the comments are wonderful and supportive and gorgeous. And then there's these usually guys that are commenting saying, why are you using men with clear mental health issues who get off on wearing dresses to promote veganism? I'm giving them a northern accent. They could be American, Australian, I don't know,
we don't know.
And then they get ripped by a load of people, and I'm just like, who are you, and how do you conflate all of these things into one little pot of anger?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. I've seen a few of them videos. I don't think I even follow Generation V, but I see some of your like reels come onto my feed, so obviously they're being shown to people, which is good. But yeah, like anything, you know, the more a video gets shared and seen, there's going to be that percentage of haters. And I think you guys understand, you kind of like, in a way, like everything I say, like I always see a difference. Not that I'm saying, you know, that's not bad that then people have said, but I always kind of see a difference between someone just saying, we don't like your stuff, and to a degree, like, yeah, just keep it to yourself. If you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything. But I do understand, as part of doing this, there's always going to be people that don't, just straight up don't like you, don't like what you're doing, and that's
You know, and
a voice.
I respect that though. If
Yeah.
somebody said, I don't know why you're sharing this, I'm not particularly keen on drag queens,
Yeah,
and then went off,
yeah,
you're perfectly entitled to your opinion, mate.
yeah,
But to come and start with all the,
exactly, yeah.
you know what I mean, and they start
Yeah,
bringing
and
all
that's
this other stuff
that's
into it, and you're like,
yeah, and that's the difference. Like, we've never said that everyone should like Vegan Camp Out. I would be so, in a delusional world to think that's never going to be for everyone. But as I'm sure you guys will attest to, it's the the false claims, it's the personal attacks, it's the ad
Yeah.
hominem attacks, it's the smear campaigns, the people ganging up. Like, that's really, even though I still think if you haven't got anything nice to say, maybe don't say it at all. But ultimately, that is very different to like the hate, like you guys just said. So
yeah, 100%, 100%. That's just it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So we're all good. Just going back to, so Ashley's got a question.
it's up there.
Yeah, can we come in vans that aren't camper vans and standard park? Not planning on sleeping in the van, lol.
yeah. So I think you're just asking, can you bring a regular van on a standard parking ticket? Which, yes, the answer is yes to that. Even if you were to sleep in your van, that doesn't really change the point. It's just that the caravan and motorhome areas specifically for caravans and motorhomes, obviously some of them have electric, there's toilets there's an Elson point there's more room than there is in the car park, so that's the main difference.
Excellent. Cheers for that, Jordan.
Just thought that was a nice comment.
Yeah.
From Dorcas.
Sometimes
surely if you're successful, then you're providing a service that people actually want, which kind of makes
a nonsense of their gripes.
It does.
Well, it's going back to what Jordan was saying before. I think it's differentiating as well, isn't it, between like somebody just having a gripe and a moan and a whinge because they don't necessarily agree with what you're doing, and then people, maybe even a small contingent, mobilizing and suddenly just going on a hate rampage.
Yeah.
There's a difference, isn't there?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's Will and Chris, a couple of comments there that flashed up on the screen.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just about the comments, isn't it? But if anybody does have any questions,
Yeah, if people aren't, obviously I can't see the YouTube, but if people aren't asking questions, I'm more than happy to discuss anything. We can, in between things, we can talk about the event. Obviously, you guys are going to be actually performing this year.
I was going to say you're not then, but you are.
Yeah, briefly, but I'm making an appearance then. I've got it easy in a way. I mean, I'm still bricking it a little bit.
One song,
but I've just got to come on, smash one song out, and then disappear again. So I have my little 3 minutes of glory, and then I can just run away.
Yeah, you're just like a guest appearance for a song.
Right. Does anybody have any more questions for Jordan? Because we don't want to keep him here all night. The guy has a life and he's planning the biggest vegan festival in the world, which is happening next month.
I'll ask a question inspired by I think Adam was one of the first to pose a question, but it's way back up in the chat. Adam had asked as well if there was anybody else that's like you would like to book for Vegan Camp Out that you haven't yet, Jordan, that's like the dream. Like who would be like your number one that you've not been able to book yet that you would like to book for Vegan Camp Out?
Yeah, there's a very obvious number one, which isn't necessarily even on a personal level, although to a degree, but it's just the fact that this person is always the most voted for person every single year, which is Joaquin Phoenix. So obviously he would be like number one. But there's like maybe more personal. I don't know. I've probably had most of the people on a personal level that I'd really love to be there. But there's definitely big people that have never been to the event, either because we've never been able to get them, or of course new people are going vegan all the time, which kind of gives us a longer, list of people to get. So yeah, we finally obviously had Ivana Lynch last year, so she was like one of our next biggest kind of must-haves. But yeah, now it would just be Joaquin Phoenix. Who who else? Fern Cotton, Michael Greger. Yeah, they probably be the three main ones.
Fern Cotton that used to host
Yeah, Fern Cotton.
This Morning.
Yeah, she's vegan now. She's been vegan for like the last.
No,
She's
that.
been vegan for ages.
Oh, she used to make me pissed.
I should imagine, Jordan.
God, she's so funny.
I'm not going to mention the festival because it would be just rude. But I should imagine she's probably quite busy with her own festival.
Yeah, I mean I think that was the case last year, but now we're in talks for next year, which will be cool. Yeah. Yeah. To answer this question on screen, I was going to say this earlier. I don't mind giving like a little exclusive, but we haven't announced this yet. But day tickets are going to go on sale on Sunday, so I'm letting you guys know in case there's any of your hardcore fans that want to come, but they can't come for the weekend.
Sunday, the Vegan Queens are on at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Just mentioning
Yeah,
for those of you that know us and know the Vegan Queens.
well,
Sunday,
Sunday's going to be like
day.
the biggest
Everyone was
day.
on Monday. Just saying. Just pointing that out.
Are you done?
Yeah. So day tickets are available on Sunday, and the Vegan Queens are on the Sunday. My God.
Yeah, Sunday's going to be the biggest day, obviously because of you guys, but also because of like Romesh and Sam Ryder are both performing on that day. So I think that will be a big
Hell
day.
yeah.
So excited about Sam Ryder. Even I'm excited about Sam Ryder, and I won't be there. Gemini will, but I won't be there at that point.
Well, actually,
I'll be there later that night.
that just depends, doesn't it? It depends because there's a window of time where between the Vegan Queens finishing and Sam Ryder performing.
Mm-hmm.
So you might stay as you are. Gemini might want to decide to just stay as
Do you know Gemini? Do you know who she is?
I know Gemini, yeah, obviously.
Well, she's at Vegan Camp Out, and she's just got off stage. Do you want to tell her to go back to the tent and get changed?
That's a valid point. It's a fair point.
You've no chance.
You make a valid point. Yes.
Well,
Thank you.
you won't have to go back to the tent. There'll be like dressing rooms and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, and where you're performing is like we're setting it up so that main stage and music stage are like right next to each other. So even if you're not in the stage, you'll literally hear Sam Ryder from where you are anyway. So yeah.
Excellent. This actually links in with a question I was going to ask, but I'll let a silly Edwardian girl. I would love to see the Vegan Camp Out expand to other countries or even go to streaming. Is that something you guys have thought about?
Yeah, so we've just expanded to Australia. So that's going to be this year in November. We are in talks about eventually doing America. So that will be good. Yeah, I mean, eventually, like the main countries, kind of like Canada and France and Spain, Germany obviously is a big one. We are in talks with different people all over the world, really. So, yeah, but on the streaming point, I don't know. I know that's like the modern thing and has been for a while, but I'm still of the belief of like, for now, that it makes it a more special thing if you have to come. I feel like it's kind of like cheating, even though I watch live streams, but I always feel like I'm cheating myself just by watching them because I don't know. I feel like live entertainment should be something that is a social aspect. So I watch streaming, but at the same time, I kind of hate it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Jordan. Yeah, and I also appreciate that there's something quite magical about it just exclusively being that community that exists there for that period of time.
Exactly.
Patricia.
Yeah, Moby as well. So yeah, Moby would definitely be in the top 4 of people we haven't had yet, for sure. We are in talks with all of these people every year, maybe except from Joaquin Phoenix. It's just, there's always personal reasons as to why it doesn't work out, whether it's money, availability, people just don't like leaving their country. Yeah, there's loads of reasons.
I suppose just the logistics. A lot of the time, Jordan, it's contracts and scheduling, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is for the people who are interested in it. But there's certainly a lot of people, like everyone we've had at Camp Out to this degree, very few kind of happen straight away. It takes a few years to actually like be able to properly speak to them about the event, because on paper, even if they're vegan, it's just like, oh, a vegan event. I think they expect that it will just be like a really serious conference, or that like it will be very, I don't know, preachy, or like there'll only be a few people there, or we can't afford their fee. So once they actually understand the event, people actually then seem to get like really excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's quite a lot of people in the chat that are already excited about the announcement about the day tickets, Jordan. You know, Will and Chris were kind of like, they weren't sure that they'd be able to come for the full thing, but they're really excited about the fact that there's day tickets available, because that's a game changer for them.
Yeah, well, I think there's only going to be 500, so it just depends how quick they sell. But that's why I thought I'd let you guys know, so that people listening, if they want to get one, they can make sure that they get one at exactly 7 p.m. on Sunday.
7 p.m. on Sunday, on the Sunday.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Cheers, Jordan. So,
Lovely
yeah.
comment there. Can I just say thank you to you and your team, as each year gets better and better, and the people there are incredible. A vegan city for 4 days.
Yeah, all these comments are really nice to read. I don't always have so much to say to all of them, but it's more of just a general thank you to everyone that supports the festival. It's always so nice to hear. Yeah, like I only see one side to it, so it's always nice to see what it actually means to the people that come.
I just pointed that out.
Well.
I would just like, yeah. I mean, I guess that would be a difficult one to get, but Bryan Adams would kind of be out there. I mean, it'd be pretty epic to have Bryan Adams on.
Yeah, we've spoke to his people before. Again, I'm hopeful that before Camp Out ever ends, if it ever does come to ending, who knows ever what will happen in the future. But yeah, you keep reminding me of my own people. I'm not just making this up. The 3 I said, and then Moby and Bryan Adams are legit the top 5 that we want, that we've never had. So yeah.
Awesome.
Love the comment there from Jane. I'll just let you soak these up. See, we have a really bloody lovely community here.
We do, don't we? Yeah, we're blessed.
Blessed. Very blessed. Patricia's wanting a live stream of the actual event.
Well, that was what we were talking about before, wasn't it? But I mean, that's that whole thing around, like, you know, we want, obviously, I suppose everybody wants a level of inclusivity, and, you know, for people to be able to access that maybe aren't able to, but then equally you've got to think about the magic of kind of keeping that a special thing.
Kat says, I have never heard of vegan camp out. Kat, where have you been, love?
Well, you know now.
Are you from the UK? Kat. Kat's one of our regulars, by the way. She comments on all of our videos, bless her. Yeah, are you from the UK, Kat? It's a bloody marvellous festival here in the UK. This year it happens to be at Bicester.
Yeah, it's pronounced Bicester. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that before we booked the venue. Yeah.
Bicester Heritage Centre, Oxfordshire.
Can I just say I prefer Bicester? just saying. I'm going to carry on saying Bicester.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. Yeah.
If you read Leicester, it's like Leicester.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. Yeah, absolutely. Excellent stuff. Yeah, I'm absolutely thoroughly looking forward to it. Just going back to the live stream thing for a second, I suppose one of the things that we can pledge from our side is that we'll do our absolute best to put out a shit-hot vlog when we've been to Vegan Camp Out and celebrate how awesome it was.
We absolutely will, because we're going to be taking all of our bits.
Yeah.
All our bits, you know the bits, you lot. All our bits.
All the bits.
So you'll get all kinds of shots.
All the bits.
From up there. Shots.
What are we going to do? We're going to have to hand off on Sunday, aren't we? Because, like, I could set up something, like, I could have a little stationary camera set up somewhere, like, at the side of the stage.
This is not the thing to talk about.
No, you're right.
Jordan,
you're right. I'm sorry. My brain's just gone into tech mode, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting a bit excited.
Yeah, no, I was going to say about vlogs. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, that's what I think is a good, even though I understand that some people can't attend and would love a live stream, but, there's a lot we would love in the world that just can't necessarily happen. But that's why vlogs are good, because they kind of showcase bits of the festival, and ultimately they're the best like promoter of the festival. So people see people's vlogs, and it only makes people want to go even more. So
yeah, Ashley says I volunteered. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I volunteer as tribute for camera woman. Won't be as good as Jay though. I don't know. You filmed our intro at the Queen Inn.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I didn't have to put image stabilization on it or anything. Ashley, it was spot on. Spot on. Nice. Another question. We got time for another question?
Of course we have. Yeah, and then
excellent.
So
Laurie says, are there food vendors or do you bring your own food? That's an easy one, I think.
Can I answer it, please?
Yeah, no, there's no
there
food.
Are more than 50 food vendors, honey. More than 50. Hey, believe me when I say, have you not read them? You need to. I'll put it again now. Here's the link again to the VCO website. Go and have a look at Vegan Campout's website.
Yeah, although I don't know if our food lineup's even on our website, but it'll easily be found on our Instagram.
Facebook page and Instagram, yeah.
But yeah, by having over 50, I worked out that means we are like the largest selection of vegan food vendors in UK history. So yeah, there is more food than you could ever even imagine.
Oh, when we went in 2019, we were absolutely spoiled for choice. So with 50, that's like huge. But we're going to be taking a camping stove and a couple of pans and stuff and some bits, because we don't want to be. We'd love to right. Let's eat out every meal time.
Well,
but we're like a coffee in the morning before we move.
We were saying this before. I mean,
can't be seen before coffee.
Somebody in the Vegan Campout group on Facebook had asked, what's the earliest time you can get a cup of coffee in the morning? And we were like, we'll need a coffee in the tent before we go for our first coffee. So the bare minimum, we need a way in the tent to boil hot water. That's essential. But we do appreciate that other people that are going, and rightly so, as many people as possible want to support the vegan food businesses and spend money and be able to support them and eat delicious food as well at the same time. So
this year as well, hopefully we're going to have like coffee carts going around the campsites in the mornings as well. I don't necessarily mean for you guys, but for people that want that, because not everyone's going to take their own stove and whatnot. So we tried to make it happen last year, but it just didn't happen.
Well, if that happens, if I can just stick my hand out of the tent with some money and say, ah! with my order.
Is that what you do?
Probably.
That's awful. So yeah, Dorcas says, but how on earth would I work my way around 50 vendors? Well, there weren't 50 vendors when we were there in 2019.
No, there were about 30.
But we did
almost double.
We did a pretty good job of it, didn't we?
Yeah, we had lots.
We got around a lot of them.
Stuff. See, that's the great thing about it, because you wake up in the morning, you get yourself a coffee from somewhere, and then you think, what do I want this morning? If you want something fresh fruit based, there'll be a stall. If you want a kind of English breakfast kind of thing on a muffin, there'll be a stall. If you want pizza, there'll be a stall. Trust me when I say that there'll be a vegan vendor selling pretty much anything you fancy. Cakes,
even down to much more obscure, rarer things like this year, because a few of the food vendors have had to pull out, only like 3 or 4. So we've had to replace them. We'll announce who they are like in a few weeks, but one of the replacements is a Tibetan food place. So, very specific and different. So yeah, there really is something fair.
Flanny says the best way. Dorcas says, how would I reach all the vendors? Flanny said alphabetically.
Nice.
It's a good plot.
Yeah.
Right. Any more questions for Jordan before we release him from this? Oh, yes, Ashley. Coffee and donuts is absolutely an acceptable breakfast for all the 4 days. Absolutely.
And there's breakfast toasties as well. So
it's an holiday.
Nice.
You're on your holidays.
Nice. Is there, Jordan, just whilst we're just going to give everybody a couple of minutes to just see if any other questions come in from the chat.
There's one.
Oh, yeah. There we go. There's a question there.
Yeah, dogs are allowed, yeah.
Dogs are allowed. That's an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, we generally do say that it's probably just easier and better for everyone, the attendees, the people bringing dogs, the dogs themselves, if you can find a dog sitter, just because it does mean you probably will have to miss out on quite a few things in terms of like the loud music and the after parties and that type of stuff. But ultimately, if you're going to spend most of your time outside, then, you know, lots of people bring their dogs and they kind of, you know, camp together, and it's kind of like a different festival for people that bring their dogs, but they are perfectly allowed to come. Yeah.
Nice one. Thanks, Jordan.
Architects is a band. Yeah. I mean, everyone's literally saying all the ones that my brain just stopped of earlier. So like, yeah, Architects would probably be the sixth most one that we want at the event. We always try and get them. It's just never worked out yet.
Oh, well, I've got a picture now.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's
Chris
nice.
and Will wants to see what the rest of your T-shirt says, dear.
It's a band called It A Day to Remember. So.
Ah, nice. There we go. Thank you, Jordan, for revealing yourself to us all.
Trish says, do you need cash or card? I would say both.
Yeah, both should be fine. I think obviously there's a lot of people that don't want to use card these days, and they want to keep things cash and all of that. And quite a lot of them people, I guess, come to camp out. But even just for like, you know, signal issues and all the rest, it's always good to have cash on you. Yeah, just in case things go down or things break or whatever.
Great stuff. Is there a particular, I assume this is a difficult one to answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway, Jordan. Is there a particular moment, casting your mind forwards to the 4 days of vegan camp out, is there a particular moment that you are looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like it sounds bad, but I don't really look forward to it, but not in a way like I dread it. Just it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like it's such a crazy experience, like I was saying, in terms of good and bad.
Yeah.
But like I guess I am excited just for the chaos of everything, but not maybe a specific moment. But I guess if I could remove myself from everything I do, like I don't know, being a big like rock fan, I'm always very excited for like the rock after party, because ultimately that is why Camp Out started in terms of like as a big party, and then it's become a lot more since that. But yeah, even this year we have the lead singer of Yumi at 6 DJing the rock night, and they were always like one of my favorite bands as a kid. So yeah, that would be a really cool moment for sure.
Excellent. Cheers. I appreciate that. And I totally understand where you're coming from as well. Like Paul said, I mean, when all said and done, it's work. So you've got a certain hat on and you've got a million and one different things. I kind of imagine, I thought about this right at the start when you first came on, when I was kind of trying to sort of put myself in your shoes for a minute or two and kind of imagine what it's like. I kind of imagine it's like a bit like an advent calendar, where you've got all these different boxes and you've got to kind of constantly compartmentalize. And they're just boxes with doors, and then you've got to but then sometimes all the doors are all open at the same time, and you know. But yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah, that is how it is. Yeah, on a daily basis, it's like that. Like this is what's needed to be done today, and then I wouldn't have got all that stuff done anyway, and then 5 additional things get added to that day's list, and so stuff only ever gets delayed and delayed. But eventually, you know, you get it all done. But every year I feel like, what if this year I don't get it done? And then I have to remind myself, oh yeah, I've done like 6 of these now, and I got it done every time. And you literally have to remember that there's been past ones and you survived and everything was okay.
Yeah, nice one. I forget to spot one.
Jay says, will there be a music other than rock? Now, the music list is already available, isn't it? And there's also a Spotify playlist of the artists that are performing.
Yeah, so it was only tonight that we launched our stage times. So if you go on there, you'll see like there's the main stage, which is for talks. There's the music stage, which is for live music. That isn't the same as the after parties. They're in the main stage. And then there's the other 2 stages. But yeah, if you go on the stage times, it will literally tell you the genre of each act that is playing. There's actually not much rock. I was just saying that's one of the official after parties. So there's a 70s and 80s after party, there's a rock after party, and then Bosch are doing like the dance, techno, house type after party. and then the music stage is separate. So that's live music. So there's every genre on that stage. Yeah, there's lots of different music things.
Dear Rabbit White, you did miss the question about Moby, and I suggest that you go back and watch it. Well, I know you'll go back and watch it all anyway, so you'll see it when you watch the earlier bits. And Moby is definitely a hopeful for the future, as aforementioned by Jordan.
Yeah, from what we've spoken to Moby about, like, he really supports the event, which is amazing. Like, that's the biggest compliment that you can have. Like, when he emailed me a few years ago, well, emailed me back a few years ago saying, like, I know about Vegan Camp Out, like, congrats on everything you're doing. It's an amazing thing. But for him, he just doesn't like to leave America. He doesn't even like to leave his house, never mind America. Is a very, like, private person that doesn't want to be, I think from what I can see, he likes his own space and he likes his routine. He doesn't need to be doing things he doesn't need to do anymore. So, but the fact that we have his support is, like, even more, like, cool than, you know, him coming to the event. So
yeah, no, I totally get that. Actually,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
yeah, if I was in
fantastic.
Moby's position,
But
I'd feel the
I
same.
think every question has been asked. Anything you want to close with, and then we can let you go about your normal life, Jordan. And thank you so much for coming to join us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, not really. Just, yeah, we announced our stage times tonight, so go and look at them. The stage times obviously will allow you to decide which day ticket you're going to buy on Sunday, so either the Saturday or the Sunday. So make sure you check them out. We announced today that we're now down to 15% of tickets left, so who knows if they'll sell out before the date of the event. Very possibly so. But yeah, no, other than that, thank you for having me. Adam, is it 10 a.m. for VIP tickets? Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m.
So we will try and get there around. Adam, if you get there before us, you need to save us a patch near you so we can do our little TVG area. All
Excellent.
Right, Jordan, thank you so much for popping on for a chat tonight and for answering some questions. And we shall see you, good sir, in July.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jordan. You take care.
See ya.
Bye, buddy.
Ah,
And
wasn't that nice?
That was lovely.
That was proper nice.
Yeah.
So great. Some fantastic questions.
Yeah, cheers everybody.
A little mini exclusive, which we didn't expect, about the whole day tickets thing.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, they've done day. I think they've done day tickets every year at Vegan Camp Out, but that's great that they're available, and particularly like you two said, Chris and Will, for those of you that can't commit to the weekend, but want to come and spend a day and get there like first thing in the morning, and you know, have a day of it and try some of the food and just soak it all up, and then leave in the late evening if you want to,
if you can,
you know.
Yeah,
it's great that option's available.
Definitely.
And I like Jordan a little bit, and I'm not being a bootlicker here. He's just, it seems like a really nice, genuine guy, and every time we've spoke to him, I've thought, I like you a little bit more now.
Well, the thing is, we took the time. We took the time to, you know, that was the whole point of doing the interview originally.
Yeah.
And it was an extensive interview. And I would suggest, if you're interested,
it's really worth the
check it out, because there was a lot of negative, and there was quite a lot of people attacking Jordan and Vegan Camp Out for various different reasons. And I think it was Chris or Will that mentioned the whole sort of like, you know, there is a dark side. And when people get a bee in the bonnet, and this whole kind of like cancel culture thing, but this, like we said earlier on, it's one thing to kind of, you know, comment about something and say not for me and move on, like Paul said. It's another thing to actually go on a hate rampage and actually start like constantly attacking people, and like going out of your way to do that. So, you know, we've found out a lot about what goes on in the background in terms of organising and planning something like Vegan Camp Out and the difficulties involved.
Let's not forget, though, I did that little vlog not too long back, and you know, jealousy, and sometimes you can see someone who's quite achieved and it can make you feel inadequate, and you don't own that, you just get angry about it. what did that lady say on? I did the little reel about it. Attitude.
Oh yeah.
Is despair. Virtually every time.
Yeah.
Someone who's really angry. You're this and I'm effing this. They're actually in despair. They've never acknowledged it, and it's kind of sad. So in that sense, I kind of agree with the whole. I don't necessarily agree with cancel culture until it comes to Boris Johnson and Donald Trump. I'm just saying.
Lots of happy comments, particularly with regards to the general chat with Jordan, and of course Will saying it's a great option. Might be the first time we see TVG live.
Well, please do keep your eyes. Those of you that can come for the
TVQ.
day, if you can come on the Sunday. That'd be so awesome. Come and see the Vegan Queens live, and then we can, you'll see us before that. And then you'll see the Vegan Queens live. We can all have a drink and a pie and a ice cream, whatever.
All of that, yeah. Cheers, Joe. Yeah, we enjoyed that. We enjoyed chatting with Jordan last time. I think when we did the interview, we kind of expected it to be about half an hour. Genuinely, we thought we were going to have a half-hour chat with him. It ended up being about an hour and 40.
Hour and 40 minutes. And we could have gone longer.
We could, really
in
depth.
Was like, if we want people to watch this vlog, we need to bring it to a close.
Yeah.
But we could have talked for hours. I'm very much looking forward to meeting Jordan. Very much looking forward to meeting his sister. Really looking forward to meeting his lovely man, Jane.
Yeah, proper, definitely.
I'm just looking forward to being at Vegan Camp Out, because this world has hurt me over the last couple of years. There's been all of us, but even though I was joyful that the whole COVID thing was kind of over, lockdowns were over and everything, then the world is magnified again. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of
very much so.
We felt slightly protected from it during lockdown, and I kept very insular, really. So to be able to go to Vegan Camp Out and to be in that vegan city for a whole 4 days, and to get to perform as the Vegan Queens, and to get to hug so many people and eat so much wonderful food, and just be in that environment. And will I cry on the way home on the Monday? Of course I was going to
say, I'd be surprised if you don't.
Of course I will. And that will mean that I've had the most wonderful time, and my soul is acknowledging it by sending buckets of water out of my eyes.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's always the inevitable post-festival blues to contend with, which usually for me lasts about 48 hours.
Yeah.
Give or take. But yeah, Fiona says, so happy to hear about day tickets. Yeah, that's an awesome thing. Ashley says we're going to get fat, happy and fat.
Yeah, well, it'd be rude not to.
Yeah.
It's an holiday. It might be the only holiday we have this year. Like proper holiday with loads of other people, though. We're probably going to have some other camping trips. I'd really like to do that.
Yeah.
I'd like to, just a weekend here or a weekend there, take the tent, whack it up.
It's a bit of a, obviously, as we've found out recently and discovered, it's quite the drive down to South Wales. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Leanne, correct me if I'm wrong, or Angarad, if you know, I think there's a couple of really nice coastal campsites in South Wales. So in my head, I've got another trip to South Wales planned, another trip, it's just going out of my head, the Queen Inn. Another trip to the Queen Inn.
Yeah.
And possibly finding a coastal campsite where we can camp and kind of almost have like a sea view. I'm sure there's somewhere in South Wales where you can camp and it's on the coast and you can like have a fire on the beach and it's like a proper coastal campsite.
I think you're thinking about Abersock.
Maybe I am.
I don't think that's south. But there's bound to be somewhere on the south coast where you can easily get to the barn and you can easily get to...
Not the barn. The Queen Inn.
Oh, the Queen Inn in Wales, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd have to travel quite the distance to get to the barn from South Wales.
We would indeed. Ogmore by Sea says Leanne. Where's that, love? Is that South Wales?
Where was that? Was it further down? Did I scroll past it?
Yeah.
Oh, there, yeah. Ogmore by Sea.
Yeah. If you go over here, because when you do that, they all hide, don't they? So just do it from over here. That's what I was doing before because I couldn't see them. When my mouse was over and over, and I was like, I want to read it.
Ah, Mummy Duck, no worries at all. Take care, both. Thank you both for the live. We really enjoyed and appreciate all you do.
Well, let's start bringing it to a close now because let's release our lovely Ashley and Leanne from their lovely job.
Yeah.
This evening, moderating everything. 10 beers more Southwest. All right. Oh. So what's it called again?
Well, I'll just use good old Google.
Ogmore by Sea. Okay.
Fantastic stuff. It's been delightful, as always, to just do a nice chilled live in the lounge. It's always nice when we can just be chilled in our lounge and just chat with you all. I don't even know how many thumbs up we've got on the live tonight, but if you've given us a thumbs up, thank you.
Yeah, and if you're watching this after the fact, I really hope you've enjoyed it. Really hope that you've enjoyed seeing a chat with Jordan, and that if you can consider coming to Vegan Camp Out, either for the full event or just come and buy a day ticket and come along. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Leanne Ogmore, keep that one in the WhatsApp group, please. Remind me in there because I'll look that up. Joe just said the best people to ask about campsite in Wales are those happy days. Fab channel, of course, the lovely Liam and Jeanette.
Yes.
And I might have a look actually and see if they've got a vlog about Wales. I know that they went to see the lovely Angarad.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. So, right, my darlings, thank you so much. Ashley and Leanne, thank you for being here and modding again. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate every one of you. We appreciate the super chats, the memberships, the patrons, and just all of you for coming along, watching us, being a part of this channel, taking part in the chat, being a part of this lovely community. To you.
Well, I've got no wine left, so I'll let Paul cheers you.
To you.
Yeah, and everything that Paul just said, thank you for everything. Thank you for your great questions. I hope, well, I know we'll be seeing some of you at Vegan Camp Out. We hope to see as many of you as we possibly can. And of course, much more coming up on the channel. The usual, we've got allotment updates coming up. We've got meals vlogs coming, recipe vlogs. And of course, it's not going to be long before we'll be putting out an absolutely epic vlog celebrating Vegan Camp Out 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Including drone footage.
Love yous all. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for being with us, guys. I love you, mister.
Love you.
Love you guys. We'll see you again very soon. Until then, please be excellent to yourselves and each other. Bye, loves.